To be in prayer together as we worship. A reminder, first of all, that we have a praying community that surrounds us, that we do not pray alone, even when we're not here together. And most importantly, I think that we are acknowledging through our time of prayer that we understand that we have a God who loves us and cares for us and hears and answers our prayers. And so this prayer time is certainly a blessing that we share together. Today as we pray, I know on your hearts and minds, I'm sure there's lots of things. One in particular are the folks that are working through that storm that's blowing in Florida. I know there's been a lot of damage that's been done so far, and that actually, let's see, they're about 3 hours ahead of us. So by about 3 or 4 o'clock our time, then the worst of the storm is supposed to be there in the evening, and so we need to keep those folks in prayer. I'd heard this morning already about 1 million people without power, so that's only going to continue to climb. So to keep those folks in Florida, and as that moves up into the Gulf and into the rest of the U.S., keep those folks in prayer. We also need to keep folks, I just was talking with Pastor Felix of the Abundant Life Church that shares space with us in Nairobi. There's some turmoil going on because of elections and results, and there are threats of people being killed in their homes because of this election, and so we need to be, Pastor Felix has asked for prayers for his community, and I told him that we would certainly share in that. And so whatever else is going on in your lives, the things that you're concerned about in the community in which we live, in the state, country, and world that we inhabit, I know that as we pray today together that those things will certainly touch God's heart. I want to share with you again a reading to set the stage for some quiet prayer time. I'm reading again from Renita Bream's book, Listening for God. And I continue reading today as she talks about her experience using journaling as prayer and how that has affected her. And I think that these words speak to us all in some way. So if you would, be comfortable. If you'd like to sit with your eyes closed and just listen to the words as we have this time of prayer, that's fine. However it is that you're comfortable. She writes, by dusting off and rereading my journals, I get to relive the past and to retrace the hand of blessing in it. I get to relive the past and redeem it. I get to relive it and reinterpret it, especially the parts that once felt unsurvivable. Most important though, through my journals, I get to play back God's voice. I get to pick up on the things I probably missed before. I get to see through the passing of time, weeks and months and even years later, what was oftentimes too hard to be seen before. Patterns begin to appear. I get to see the patterns that were always there, but for whatever reason I ignored. They're recurring patterns, repeated cycles, and persistent motifs of curses and blessings, lamentations and praise, hurt and healing. And to my horror, sometimes I discover how little I've changed over the years. And on a positive note, I'm glad to see that there are some things that I still remain true to. I have changed so little and yet changed so much. I still rant and rave, but for days rather than for weeks. I still hurt, but not for as long. And I forgive quicker.